Taurus, it's Lisa here from Soul Searcher Tarot, and I'm here to do your general March 2020 reading. Hope you guys are doing well. It's going to be a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, but if it does, if you can give me a thumbs up, a share, subscribe, write me a comment. But it's general, so take what does, leave what doesn't. And I did already meditate on your energy and shuffle up the cards. I'm just mixing them up a little bit more. And just real quick, I figured the last month of February, it was the 8th and 9th, they had like this beautiful supermoon. It was huge. And I don't know if you got a chance to see it at all from your location, but I did get to see it for like a couple hours before the clouds rolled in. And it was really nice. It was beautiful. And then you may know that from February 16th to March 9th, Mercury will be in retrograde. So that's, they say that there's communication issues and, things can happen with what you're trying to say or it's not coming out clear or something in that realm. Oops, okay, here we go. But, all right, here we go. We're going to get started on the reading, and this is the energy that you have that's encompassing the whole reading. It's the Four of Wands. It can be stability, it's a happy home, it's celebration, victory. So, all right, so that's the energy of this reading. All right, and let's see what else we can get pulled up for you guys. Too many. Okay, oops. All right, Six of Cups, the Chariot. Sorry. The High Priestess. The World. The Ten of Pentacles. And the Seven of Swords. All right, let's see how this turns out. All right, so we started out with the energy of the Four of Wands, so we know that's like, happy home, stability, a victory, celebration of some sort. And the first card we have is the Six of Cups. Now this is actually, you could be thinking about people in the past or having like nostalgia feelings with possibly people that you knew in the past or a time in the past. And which is actually, it's kind of funny because when the retrograde is in, it does tend to bring people from the past back into your life. Maybe you haven't seen a friend for a while, or an ex-coworker, that type of situation, like they seem to come back for that little bit of time. Or maybe just memories or thoughts that you're having about the way things were. And right after that, you're seeing the Chariot. And the Chariot's being... This is like the feeling of you need to have everything staying on the same path in a straight line. Like you're trying to pull the reins in and keeping everything, straight. Now he's like, he's working hard to do it. As you can see where they would just split up. And the whole black and white is like the yin and yang, and it's two different thoughts, two different possible ways of doing something. It could also be a traveling, an idea of traveling. It is movement. But right after that, then we have the High Priestess, and she's... I think of her as, she's very intuitive. Like she's always seems to know a little bit more than she lets on. She doesn't give up a lot of the information. And that's, I guess we could consider it like your inner psyche, or your internal, your subconscious. You're picking up some stuff that you're not maybe exactly sure what it is or how it fits into your situation. There always seems to be something, I always feel like there's something hidden behind this curtain. Like, she's there, and you see the bench and the pillars. And the moons, like the phases of the moon, the moon is sometimes could be secretive, or it doesn't shine as bright as the sun, I guess, so you wouldn't see things as clearly. Same situation with the moon card. But I always feel like there's something behind this curtain that you're not seeing. And that's where your subconscious might pick up on it. And that's how she uses all of her intuition to find out things, or she needs to know things. Then you have the World card, and this is an end of a cycle. This is a completion. So whatever you might have been involved in or you're doing, it could be jobs, could be relationships, could be people, nothing specific, but whatever you might have been involved in right here in this situation, the cycle completed. Now this is all a part of it. And we'll get deeper with the next layer of cards. But then you got the Ten of Pentacles. And now this is you're possibly trying to make a legacy for your family. Maybe you have a business and you're planning on handing it down to younger family members, your children. If you don't, maybe it's just another family member in general. Or just for your community. Maybe this is something you're building up in your community and it's very successful and you plan on opening it up to people that way. I mean, it could also be about specifically money. It could be. But, I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is matter, what's that called? It's money matters, but it's also tangible things. Things that would give you structure and support and make you feel stable and comfortable. So it doesn't actually have to be dollars, money, but it could just be having that around you and being content. And if you're coming from this energy of the Four of Wands, that makes a lot of sense too. So you're feeling very good in this realm, in this time. All right, now time is fluid, so this could be before or a little bit later. Then we have the Seven of Swords. And I was thinking of him just he's a sketchy guy. He's got a sketchy energy. And I feel like he's trying to get away with something. Maybe he's taking off from these tents with some swords that don't belong to him. I don't know, in whatever situation you have. Or is this your energy and you're trying to take things away from others, but maybe not so much as stealing it, but maybe just removing it from the situation? You don't want it to be up for grabs type of thing. Maybe you're just trying to get it out of the way. Possibly with, I wonder if it has anything to do with this Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you were going through a whole bunch of things. It's okay, yeah, well, I want them to have this, but not this. Or they could have that, but not that. That kind of feeling. Let's see if I could put another layer on this and see what we got. Okay, so we have nostalgia and trying to keep things straight and using your intuition as best that you could and closing out a cycle. A very good part, but yeah, we're going to have to figure out if we can find out what this Seven of Swords issue is all about. Alright, we got the Queen of Staffs, which in the traditional deck would be Queen of Wands. She's very strong, charismatic. She can be motherly and nurturing. she's more on the, she knows what she has to do and she's going to do it. So this could be the energy that you have right now. It's possibly somebody in your environment. I'm not sure which. But that could be the energy you have right now. You feel like you can do what you need to do and it's not going to be an issue. And now you got the Nine of Cups. Now this could be the wishes fulfilled. And depending on who is feeling this energy, or it could be like feeling like smug, maybe, because things are going so well. You know, you're feeling like, if you have the Queen of Staffs energy and you got this Nine of Cups, and yeah, you might be having some smugness, some haha, I told you I could do it feelings. Alright, and the Five of Coins. Now that comes up, and now that's a feeling of getting left out somehow. Could be like where you're feeling like a little bit of loss. That's something that, almost like a left out in the cold sort of feeling in the traditional tarot. It has the window and they're outside of a church and there's two people and they look wet, left out in the cold. But here it just feels like a loss of something. Because you have the Four of Pentacles on the ground, in the water, and then the one still in the air, the sky. So is this like there was a loss of possibly standing in where you were? And this could be anybody, anything. It could be the people, it could be, you know, whatever you were working on or you were feeling so smug about. Maybe that caused some ripples in relationship type thing. Maybe people didn't like that smugness in you. Or is that you, how you were feeling about somebody else? Just kind of like you didn't like their feeling of smugness. Let's see, what else can we get for Taurus? March 2020. Alright, now you got the Seven of Staffs. Nails done. Now this is like you're having almost like you're conflicted. Like, yeah, you're conflicted. You're trying to defend against something. Maybe whatever's going on here was something that you needed to, well, yeah, guard against. So I'm wondering if this is I'm gonna have to clarify the Seven of Swords, but I'm wondering because it's like everything here is leading up to that. What goes on with the Seven of Swords? What can you tell me about the Seven of Swords for Taurus? March 2020. What can you tell me about Taurus? March 2020 and the Seven of Swords. Why is that here? What can you tell me about that? So many. Okay. All right, the Eight of Cups. Now this is kind of like you're moving on from something. Like you spent a lot of time building this up. And he's looking at it. And there's a teetering, like it's teetering on top. So I'm thinking if you're moving on from the situation, you build up a lot of it, but now you think it's time to step away. And I wonder, so let's see what else we can get for the Seven of Swords specifically. Seven of Swords specifically. Come on now. I'm sorry. What can you tell me about the Seven of Swords for Taurus? Okay, the Seven of Swords. One card, please. One card for Seven of Swords, Taurus. There you go. Alright. Knight of Coins. Well, he's kind of a messenger, and a messenger of possible abundance or material matters coming in, so that's a message of it. So why this dude was here. Let's go a little bit deeper and we'll just keep seeing if we can find anything else. Okay, this is the Ten of Wands, and this came up in reverse. So now this is where you were like, you had a burden to carry. You're no longer carrying it. Okay, so maybe when you were getting involved in whatever it is you were doing to make this world end, oh my goodness, the cycle to complete and the Ten of Pentacles to happen, you had a burden to carry. But you weren't continuing to carry it, so you put it down, which is good. And maybe after, when you were, having the wishes fulfilled, the Nine of Cups, you decided you didn't have to carry it anymore. Maybe you were letting somebody else take the reins. Oh, here's the Seven of Swords again. Yeah, it's still like the stealthy dude sneaking away with stuff. Please tell me about the Seven of Swords. What can you tell me about the Seven of Swords? Oops. Alright, the Eight of Swords, and that's feeling stuck. This is like, it's almost like a self-victimization kind of thing, where you put yourself into a position where you feel stuck, but you're not really stuck. Like you would have to choose to get out of that situation. But you have to want to do it. So I'm wondering what this stealthy dude who was giving you messages of abundance, messages of how to build the abundance that you wanted. Like I said, it's time's fluid, and I guess it's possible that the Seven of Swords dude could have happened after the Ten of Pentacles, and before the Ten of Pentacles. But was this guy like, I'm actually hearing like shifty salesman. Like, did you get involved with some kind of contracts, or not so much a business partner? Doesn't feel like a business partner. Business partner. But it feels like somebody who might have promised you the world and didn't deliver. And because you were feeling good, you had the Now, was this Queen of Wands? You had the whole feeling good about things, but then you felt at a loss. And now you had to defend yourself, and now you were like moving away from the situation. You're like, I'm not feeling this anymore. And maybe that's when you dropped the burdens. You put them down because something was going on for you. And I really think it did have something to do with this salesman feeling. Like snake oil salesman, like that kind of thing. And you had to move away from the situation. Maybe just literally like step away and say, okay, wait. And maybe you went and maybe did some more research on the company. Maybe you talked to people that knew them or something like that. When you were doing this whole defense and moving away, because you felt out of lack. Something happened, you were out of lack. And I really think that he did not, or they, whoever it was, didn't come through with what they said they were going to come through with. But that's when you dropped the wands and you were like, I'm done. I'm not carrying this anymore. Then you felt him again. Yes, you felt him again. And then you were stuck. So maybe you were stuck maybe with loans or with, money that you put out that you won't be able to get back. Something like that. I mean, I don't know your life, and you if this is you, it'll resonate with you if it does. It's obviously not going to be it for everybody, but yeah, I mean, we had the whole, for like you were very in a good place, in a very good place, and then the nostalgic thing. Let me see if I can. Can you clarify Six of Cups for me? Please clarify Six of Cups for me. Oh, that was a Wheel of Fortune. All right. So this Wheel of Fortune is when your fortunes are turning, and it's for the positive. You're going from wherever you are, and, it's going to turn. And that's behind this, on the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, it probably is, like old friends, old family, people that you haven't seen for a while and you're connecting with. And it might not actually have anything to do with whatever happened here. But apparently that was, you had the whole feel-good feelings, in the beginning of the reading. Let's see what else we can get. All right, we got the Nine of Wands. That's another defense. All right. Yeah, if you had to take a step out of the situation, which would actually make sense with the Eight of Cups, so you could see things more clearly. All right, so when you got through with this stuck feeling, maybe for you to get out of the stuck feeling, you had to take a step away from the situation so you could see it clearer, defending against whatever you needed to make sure it doesn't happen anymore, or again. And let's see. Oops. Right? And then we got the Seven of Pentacles. And this is almost like, the way this feels to me is you might have got back on track because you started growing your pentacles again, and you know that you're going to have more to come. So whatever you had to do here, you did it. You definitely did it. And now the next one that came out was the Five of Swords. And it's a win at all costs. So I'm guessing, I don't know what you might have had to do to recapture what was going on here, but it feels like you're coming out of it. Now again, time is fluid, but, and it's weird. It's almost like with the retrograde, it's weird because you get like miscommunications, maybe if it was like some kind of contract or business agreement or like handshake agreement, and there might have been a miscommunication in it, so that's where things kind of got muddy a little bit. But you just had to, oops, jeez. Just had to regroup and see where you could pull things back in. I mean, I'm not saying that it was a bad guy. He was just, I think there was a whole lot of miscommunication. They did not come through with what they were going to come through with. I mean, on your part, on their part, something just got skewed. But I'm going to get a couple of advice cards. Can you please give me an advice card for Taurus, March 2020? Can you tell me for the advice for Taurus, March 2020? All right, we got Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Swords. All right, let's see. The Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. This is a message coming through to you for possibly help you open up about the feelings of what went on here. It could be directed to a person, but I'm not sure, because if it's advice, I feel like it's just you need to open up and not be jaded from whatever happened. Like just kind of like saying, no, things are still okay. I'm still feeling good about the situation. And be able to use your, take your feelings for what they are. And if this guy really did kind of screw you a little bit, or whoever it was, don't look at everybody else like they're like that. That was one situation, one person and or persons, and not everybody. So I think it was just kind of like, keep your mind open, keep your heart open, because you generally have, a very good open heart. You have a conscience, and don't let whatever happened here skew that. And then the Page of Swords is just, this is like, just use, this is for communication. This is for, like, using your communication skills, words, thoughts. Because it's an air sign, and they're always in their heads. And Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But it's a very cranial? This is always in their heads. So that kind of thinking. Like, make sure, okay, yeah, even though you're going to open up your relationships and open up your heart, make sure you're not using this as people are bad, let's not ever do it again. But also use your mind and to make sure you can, like, separate or tell the difference. So, like, with this High Priestess flat in the middle, they're using the intuition, all right? When you get a gut feeling about somebody, maybe go with it. And make sure you're using your mind. Don't lose your heart and your feelings about people in general. I really think that's what this feels like. Just maybe you were just like a little jaded about it, and universe is saying no. Don't be jaded about people, because they're not all like Shifty Guy over here. But make sure you're using your capacity, your mental capacity to make sure they're doing right by you, without judging them, like prejudging them. Okay, well, that was pretty interesting. If it resonated with you, I would love if you could give me a thumbs up, a share, subscribe. Write me a comment. I'd love to hear how it turns out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful March, and I'll be checking back in with you. I'm thinking about doing mid-month reading, so maybe in a couple weeks in March or April, depends. Okay, I hope you have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Take care.